I now address the Chamber today, having been the first British Bangladeshi woman elected as Secretary of the Tower Hamlets Labour Party and now the first hijab-wearing Member of Parliament. Like many of my colleagues in Parliament, my personal journey hasn't been easy, but I am proud of my party's record on progressing women's rights and fighting for equality, and I look forward to being part of taking this further. The truth is, there is so much more to be done. Poplar and Limehouse has a high percentage of people from ethnic minority backgrounds, and we know better than most that we must never again embark on illegal wars and imperialism, but instead adopt a progressive, outward-looking global view, driven by social justice, solidarity and human rights. Now, as someone who has first-hand experience of the rise of Islamophobia over the past decades, it is alarming that racism, Islamophobia and anti-Semitism in particular are growing. And while the government continues to use divisive politics, which has culminated in the hostile environment for migrants that led to the Windrush scandal, we know that the fight for justice and change is not over. I will always stand with my constituency, diverse, dynamic, multicultural, multiracial, and with people of different faiths and none, and from all around the world, against intolerance, violence and division. This includes campaigning for migrant rights, including the rights of EU citizens in Poplar and Limehouse and beyond. Madam Deputy Speaker, I wish my father, parent to 5 daughters and a forward-thinking community organiser himself, was still here to see me today, but I carry his encouragement, guidance and inspiration with me in everything that I do. Likewise, the support I have received from the people of Poplar and Limehouse, where I am proud to have been born and raised, and the trust they have put in me to be their MP is truly humbling. I feel the weight of responsibility and duty on my shoulders, and I will fight with all my breath and my energy in order to carry on the legacy of those who have gone before me, opposing at every step of the way the broken, failed economics that has served only to enrich the few at the expense of the many, and which far too often has left so many constituents to bear the brunt of the brutality of austerity. Whilst Poplar and Limehouse is an amazing place to live, it is on the front line of conservative austerity attack. Local government and the vital public services they provide have been undermined by these cuts that have been hitting the poorest hardest, leading to the loss of key services. I am angry that we have one of the highest rates of child poverty in the country, whilst being on the doorstep of one of the largest financial centres in the world. It's simply unacceptable that the diverse needs of our children are not being met. And I'm angry that around a fifth of residents in my constituency are paid less than the living wage. I'm angry that we struggle with the housing crisis and the near impossible situation of having soaring monthly rents, which all too often means people, particularly those on low incomes, are faced with an increased risk of homelessness. The leadership of the Right Honourable Member for Islington North has achieved so much in shifting the debate on austerity and public ownership towards a vision of a fairer, more equal society. It is, however, heartbreaking that we are now faced with 5 more years of hardship, which will be devastating for my constituents. But so many new Labour MPs, like me, are working class, women and from ethnic minority backgrounds, with lived experiences of the reality of people's day-to-day lives. The East End has always been a bedrock of diversity, resilience and resistance. It is in this spirit that I will seek to hold this government to account over the next 5 years.